I'm Victoria Jane, and this is GigPigs from the studio, and I've got on so far the wonderful Grace Kelly. How are you?
Well, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, but your energy is like infectious.
Thanks. I've not even had a coffee today, so it's just on vibes.
You're just on a good vibe.
Yeah.
How have you been feeling? Like, what's been going on music-wise?
I just got back from being home, so it was nice to have a refresh, see the family, get out of cold Manchester winter, which I was very lucky that I was able to do that. But so I just am sort of back, got good fresh energy, just ready to kick ass the year.
Let's talk about this, because you're originally from New Zealand, which is insane because you've got that influence and inspiration in your music as well, I guess. When did you move over to here?
2 years now, so 2 years on St. Paddy's Day.
Gosh!
So I celebrated with a few pints of Guinness. It was great.
Wow. And how has like New Zealand and Manchester influenced you as an artist, do you think?
I don't know. I think obviously I was brought up in New Zealand, and just I came over because there's so much more opportunity over here.
Really?
And there's amazing things about the New Zealand music industry, and it's great. But I was like, I just wanted to move on and be like, whoa, small fish, big pond.
Wow.
And not that I was doing particularly well in New Zealand, but I just wanted to come over and be like, wow, I could do a million things over here, which it feels like I've been able to do because everybody's just great.
So nice and warming.
Yeah,
How
absolutely.
is it different in New Zealand though? Like,
it just is a lot smaller, and I think you're so much closer here to so many other things. Like London's right there. That's just crazy to me. And like on a personal side, it's crazy that I can like go on holiday in Europe and it's like a 2-hour flight away.
That's
And
true.
it's I'm in a complete different country and they don't even speak English. Like it's great. I love it. It's so much fun. It's like 20 quid, Ryanair. Like it's perfect.
And you can always go
I'm a
back to
fan.
New Zealand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just,
And your music is very, it's very raw, and I feel like you definitely put a bit of yourself in every single song that you've put out. Like,
yeah.
you can tell you've really poured your heart out into the music that you're writing and you're making.
Thank you. Yeah.
But what's your songwriting process like? Like, how do you go about making a song?
Well, I'm definitely very influenced by like Nashville songwriting, so big in the country scene. My dad used to live in the States, so I got to go to Nashville a couple of times, and it was crazy. And I was like, this is unreal. And I thought that I wanted to do primarily country music, so there's a big underlying tone of that in the music. And then just as I've grown and learned more about production and, you know, different bands that I look up to, I'm like just trying to steal from everyone, steal all the good things from the greats. So yeah, just, I mean, it happens differently every time. So I think that's like the fun thing about music, is that sometimes it's, oh my God, I'm having the worst day ever and I need a vent and this is gonna get me through it. It's a diary. And other times it's like, I want to put out some epic music this year. I'm gonna spend a weekend listening to some of my favorite songs, and then I'm gonna go away for the weekend. Try come up with something. But yeah, so that's just different all the time, which is fun.
I love that. And have you thought about what's next? Because I noticed you've not released this year yet.
Yeah, so
have you been working away?
A little bit, yeah. It was a lot of work as an independent artist, especially living on the other side of the world to home, doing the EP launch, and like it's a lot of, like, I just renewed my visa and it was so much money, and so I'm like, oh God, that's less money that I can put towards band things and recording and doing whatever. So that's what's really challenging about being over here, but there's so many amazing musicians and amazing venues and festivals and stuff that you can apply for. So I'm just really trying to get my name out there and be like, pick me, I'm great.
And you share
put
a
me
name
on a lineup.
You share a name with an amazing person as well.
Exactly. It looks great on it. It looks great on a poster bill, so get me on there.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. I feel like you've just been smashing it though, especially being here 2 years. And it's nice to show that your like fan base is growing. You're gigging more. And how has GigPig helped you as an artist as well?
Well, GigPig's been great because I think obviously I do the cover side of stuff as well, and it's great that that's even an option for making music, getting to go play covers and everybody sings along, and it's a great way to spend a few hours and get paid for it. But GigPig obviously really wants to encourage everybody's original music as well, which I think is really cool. Not a lot of other agencies for the covers work does that, so I think it's really just important. Yeah.
And being like so heavily influenced by country music, like who are some artists or some musicians that you'd love to collaborate with yourself?
Oh my gosh. Huge question.
A huge question.
I'd love to meet Dolly Parton.
Oh
just
my
before she's getting on now, but she doesn't look it. But just if I could say I met Dolly, that'd be great. But there's so many people in country music and out of country music that I'd love to do stuff with. Brandi Carlile is always someone that I've just thought was amazing and thought was epic. Maren Morris, she's doing some cool stuff at the moment. Taylor, obviously. She's not really country anymore, but she's.
And how do you actually prepare for a performance? Like how you've got a GigPig set, how do you prepare for the show?
I'm a bit of a vocal nerd, so I'm like big warm-up routine, like lemon, honey, ginger, lots of water the day before, maybe steam the voice, big half-hour warm-up routine, which is deemed by lame as some, but I don't care. It's something I can control. Just a big vocal warm-up and just either listening to music that sort of gets me pumped or trying to, I think, put myself in a good mood. Sometimes if it's like a late gig and you're like, it can feel like the last thing you want to do if you've had a long day or a long week or whatever, but it's, reminding yourself that you're lucky to be able to go do that for a job and, like, you just get to go and like, give people a great night, which is so much fun. So just remember that it's a selfless thing. I think that's the great thing about the covers stuff compared to the original stuff. My original music feels very, not selfish, but it's for me and because I love it. And covers gigs is, to entertain people, which is fun.
And what's one thing that you couldn't not have on your rider? It has to be on your rider at a gig.
Coconut water when I'm singing is great. I love that. I got that tip from a friend of mine. I was like, that's got to be, that's no chance that's great, but it's perfect. Super hydrated, great on the voice.
I might have to try that. That's interesting.
When I'm big diva, I'll probably be big into my sushi on the ride.
Really?
I love sushi. I love it.
Sushi and coconut water.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just really eclectic. Yeah.
Oh gosh. And is there anything else that you want to share with everyone? New music on the way, possibly?
In the works, slowly but surely. But just trying to play live this year and book lots of shows and more stuff with my band. I've done lots just as a solo artist, and that's not how I've ever imagined my music. I want it full band, full sound, everyone being just absolute main musicians, and it's like, wow, this is such a fun show to watch. So I think that's sort of all that's on the cards for me at the moment.
So exciting though. Thank you so much for chatting to me on the sofa.
You.
And make sure you check out Grace Kelly's From the Studio Live.